Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at both WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com. When all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets, normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for Overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to regular price.
Monday, and welcome into WagerTalk TV. This is Puck Time. I am Andrew McGinnis. Carmine has the day off today, having some Wi-Fi issues, but he is on a heater. He will be back on the show tomorrow. Today we have the man, the myth, the legend, the Prez, joining us here to break down 4 games, best bets at the end of the show. And of course, it is $9 Monday. Every play available right now at WagerTalk, listed for only $9. What's up, Prez?
Carmine's bankroll, baby. That's what's up at a high rate. And mine too, Andrew. I mean, I tell you, man, I have been on a 7-month heater. I was talking to Teddy about this literally a few days ago, Thursday night, I think. He says, is this the longest heater of your life? And it might be. Like, literally since October, I have just been consistently winning. Last Monday, I went 1-6. And I was like, oh, God, it's over. 21-8 since then, Andrew. 21-8 since then. I am up profit in every sport. This is when I love the industry so much, and I love my job so much. And you know, Andrew, that tonight might be a bad one. Tomorrow might be a bad one. Who knows? And then I'll be texting you guys, hate this industry, sick of selling picks, don't want to do this anymore, way too much pressure. But man, every time I have gone into a small little 2-day, 1-day, 3-day slump, I bounce back, and it's just been so damn exciting. 3-0 in hockey yesterday, had the Oilers to close out that 3-0. That was an incredible hockey game. I mean, 3-0 Kings, 3-3, 4-3, ties it up with a minute to go. And then overtime. Wow. And the Leaf game on Saturday night. Wow. Happy playoffs.
It's awesome. It's awesome. And Prez, I've been saying this for a while now. I mean, as much as the NBA load management stuff was getting annoying, I was kind of getting annoyed with the games that didn't matter in the regular season. And these games have just been so exciting. 3 of the 4 games in that LA and Edmonton series have gone to overtime. Extremely exciting stuff there. Of course, Boston wins yesterday as well. Carolina wins yesterday. It's just a big game. Dallas, they get back in the series. So we've got so many series. We have no sweeps in the first round, which is worthy of mentioning. I doubt many of these are even going to go 5, but we'll find out. But of course, today we're breaking down Devils, Rangers, Leafs, Lightning, Golden Knights, Jets, and we have the Avalanche and Kraken as the late game. But Prez, I wanted to ask you a question to start things out here, because I'm not sure if you bet more sides or totals. Maybe you're a little bit even split on those, but I was doing a video with Kelly the other day, and I talked about how totals have kind of changed in playoffs from when I was even just first started out betting to now, where the series used to almost start really opened up, and as the series would progress, you would see it get lower scoring. And I almost feel like that's flipped as the NHL has progressed, where it almost seems like things start lower scoring and they get higher scoring as the series moves on and the ice opens up. Do you have any thoughts on? I know you're more of a game by game guy, but do you have anything that you notice on that?
Andrew, that is just something I haven't even noticed. Like, I am so isolated in the bubble of what's going to happen tonight. Mm-hmm. So I don't notice that. I mean, that's an interesting thought, and I'm going to start paying attention to it. But I want to mention another thought. So I'm watching Legacy, which is the true story of the Lakers. I watched Winning Time. It was amazing, but it's not entirely accurate. And I love those kind of shows. So anyway, I've just finished episode 2. Lakers are playing Boston Celtics, 83, I think, give or take. Celtics won. And the commentator made a comment where he said, the pace of a series is usually dictated in game 2. And that got me thinking. That is an interesting thought. I want to find out from Mr. Ralph Michaels how many teams that win the series, whether it be NHL or NBA, won game 2. I think game 2 might end up being a pivotal game. I was thinking about that a lot last night. And, you know, you're on the road, you win game 2, you come back with momentum. You're at home, you win game 2, you're either up 2-0 or you've just snagged momentum back. So I want to take a look at that. I thought that was fascinating. Anyway, brother, it's good to be calm.
It's good to have you. Just the two of us here for the show today. Again, we'll have Carm back tomorrow with Don Buster. But let's start things off with game number 1 here, Prez. Devils and Rangers going head-to-head here. Of course, the Devils, they snagged game 3 in very, very close game fashion. They're plus 130 here on the road. Rangers minus 150. Total at 5.5. Slightly shaded towards the over. What do you have for us here? Game 4, Devils and Rangers.
So, Andrew, I mean, listen, this is interesting. So, I think the Rangers are a better team than the Devils. I have a series bet for my clients on the Rangers. The Rangers are loaded up and down, and they have veteran leadership on their team. They also have a much better goaltender as well, and I think a better coach, even though Lindy Ruff is a great coach. I also don't think it does happen from time to time where a team will go into someone else's barn, win 2, come back, lose 2. But it doesn't happen a lot. Plus, we have the zigzag theory in effect, which I know is not, rocket science, but it's something to take into account. Man, everything points to the Rangers in this game. Everything. This is a better team. Veterans off of a loss at home, want to put the series away. They've held New Jersey to 4 goals in 3 games. I can't look past the Rangers here. And I do like the over as well, Andrew, because I was on the over last game and it lost, but I was on the over the game before and it won. But, Andrew, I got to believe that New Jersey is not going out of the series with 5 goals in 4 games or whatever it might be. I have to think there's going to be some scoring tonight. I like the Rangers and I like the over.
Oh, well, I'm in agreement with you. I like both those picks, and I think that I can't see New Jersey containing the Rangers the way they did, although I'm sure they'd like to, and that was the style of hockey they wanted to play in Game 3. Go on the road, go into MSG, and shut down this Rangers attack. The top 6, like you mentioned, so lethal. I mean, you talk about trade deadline pickups. Ryan O'Reilly for the Maple Leafs, Ekholm for the Oilers.
Wow.
Tarasenko and Patrick Kane. I mean, these guys have been the best forwards on the ice for the New York Rangers. They've only been wearing a New York Rangers jersey for 3 months. When I look at this roster, it's very interesting to see how many guys, and there's a reason why I'm very hesitant to play props on the Rangers, because there's so many mouths to feed. There's so many different players that could have a big night every single night. But I don't really want to say the Rangers lost focus, but it was clearly a big game in Game 3 for the Devils to come in and try and grab one on the road and turn that series 2-1 versus 3-0. But I look at the game and I still see the Rangers outshot the Devils, dominated in the faceoff dot, and they went 0 for 5 on the power play, Prez. To me, that's something that they will not do again if given the chance and the opportunities. And one thing kind of important to mention, I feel like goalie switches are becoming more common in the NHL lately. Schmid will be the goaltender again for the Devils tonight, which I don't think anybody saw coming
No.
last game, and then of course he wins it, and you got to go with the guy that won, right? But I can't see him putting on the performance he put on in Game 3 once again. So I'm with you. I like goals in this game. Give me the over, and definitely like the Rangers as well in this spot. But it is interesting,
Andrew?
Prez, seeing the changes
Yeah.
with goaltenders.
Yeah, I mean, you think the Oilers go back with Campbell tomorrow night?
That's a real tough one. I think this is what I'll say, Prez. If you go back to Campbell, you got to ride him out for the rest of the series. You know,
Well,
that's got to be
no.
your guy.
If he gets shelled, you can throw Skinner back in. You know, his mustache at least is good for one save.
Well,
I
just
don't
think it's tough to
understand
pull
this
your
mustache
starter.
thing. What's up with
Yeah.
what is up? I understand that things make comebacks. You know, bell-bottom jeans made comebacks. The fedora has never made a comeback, and I never thought mustaches would make one either. But man, I look around, people are walking around with mustaches. The hell?
He won't
Don't you
admit
have a
it,
mirror?
Prez.
What?
But the reason why he has it is because we're talking about it right now.
Oh, I
Those
thought you were
guys
gonna.
won't admit
I
that.
thought you were literally gonna like shut me up and be like, the reason he has that mustache, Prez, is his mother on her deathbed said, "Son,
No.
grow a mustache for me, please." Like I thought that's
No,
where you were
no.
going. I was like, oh God, oh
But
God.
Campbell played very well. Campbell played very well, though. He stopped like I think 9 shots in the second period. Came in the third, did well too. So it's tough because Skinner has been their guy. What do you think?
I go back to Skinner, but I've seen
Go back to Skinner.
Campbell for many years, dude, and it's like, woof. That there, you can't have confidence. His rebound control is horrific. His positioning is terrible. He's like a really mediocre version of Hasek. No, no, no. But that line, and I know that's tomorrow. You get to discuss that with Buster. Minus 245? Minus 245 for Edmonton? How is that possible?
The team that was down 3-0 to start the game, 2:45 now, which is pretty crazy. All right, Prez, let's jump into Game 4 in the Maple Leafs and Lightning series here. What a Game 3 that was. And I will tell you, when I looked at that game, and I had Lightning first period. I was lucky to get a push. I'll admit that right now. I had a bunch of friends over that were all Leaf fans, and I was so happy the Maple Leafs won because those guys would have been in a bad mood the rest of the night. So like I was cheering for the Leafs with them, so that way they'd be fun guys for the rest of the night. I knew they would have been really mad, but it's a pick here, man. Minus 110 across the board, total at 6.5. Shaded towards the under here, minus 115 on the 6.5 here. The puck line minus 1.5 is plus 225 for the Maple Leafs. What do you think here, Prez? What are your opening thoughts here for Game 4?
Well, I mean, listen, Andrew, as everybody knows, I'm a total homer. This is the one team I cheer for. I don't cheer for anybody else. Look, man, I bet the Yankees, 2 days ago against the Blue Jays. Yep, I released them to my clients. I got no issue playing against a Toronto team, but I am a jaded Leaf fan, and I think they're going to win tonight. I feel like Nikki Betts writes, Prez is one of the GOATs. Nikki, who's the others? I think the Leafs are going to win tonight, and there's a real interesting angle that I like to play in both the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs, and that is I want to look at a game like what happened on Saturday night as a loss for the Leafs. Even though they won the game, they were completely outplayed, totally dominated. The second period was one of the worst periods I've ever seen the Leafs play in my life. Overtime was a disaster. I was texting you and Carm during overtime, and I was like, what the hell? They can't even get the puck out of their end. They can't pass. They look like amateurs. It was horrific, and yet they stole a victory. Had they have lost that game, all of us would be coming back and saying, okay, this is a 7-game series. You know, in order for that to happen, we're going to zigzag. Leafs are going to win Game 4. It'll come back to Toronto 2-2, et cetera, et cetera. Well, you know what? The Leafs did lose Game 4. They didn't lose it by score, but they were completely throttled. And there's no way that Leaf team is going to be happy with their performance on Saturday night. I'm looking at game 3 as a loss for the Leafs. I'm coming right back with them in game 4. And Andrew, I wouldn't be surprised if this game goes under. I know we've seen a ton of scoring in this series, but man, I got to believe that at some point the defense is going to take over. Also, Ryan O'Reilly.
You got to love it. You got to love it. I mean, this is what happens when your general manager goes out and says, you know what? I like our team, but let's make our team better at the trade deadline. You know, Ryan O'Reilly, he scores that big goal, sending it to overtime. That's what they do. That's what a guy you pick up at the trade deadline is there for. A veteran player like him is there for. Samsonov played extremely well. And to Prez's point there, the expected goal numbers in that game on Saturday night, folks, 4.17 for Tampa, 2.96 for the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs win that one 4-3. As far as these special teams numbers, both teams go 0 for 3 on the power play, which I was kind of happy to see. That way, nobody can really say there was an edge there on the special teams. I agree with Prez as far as the under, with seeing more of a low-scoring game. But something I just can't get out of my head is how fast these games have started. We saw the second period completely shut down after an insane first period. And sometimes the trend is your friend. I want to go for the over 1.5 in the first period. And then honestly, guys, I might lock in an under in game.
Yeah.
That's how much I think this game could slow down. Every single game in this series has gone over 1.5 goals in the first period. And that's kind of what I like here in this one. Both goaltenders have been giving up lots of rebounds. I'd honestly say Samsonov has probably outplayed Vasilevsky. I do think that Chernak being out has been a big loss for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'd argue that Chernak being out and Bunting being out, the Leafs will probably take that swap any day of the week. And that's part of hockey. That's how it goes.
Andrew, I told my friends, Michael Bunting for MVP, bro.
Yeah, he did his job. But that's hockey, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's how games go, So over 1.5 is probably my play in this one. I will be looking at Kucherov over his shots on goal. I believe he will be extremely aggressive here in this one. Looking at really the third line and the Tampa Bay or the Toronto players, Noel Acciari has been, in my opinion, one of the best pickups of the trade deadline that nobody talks about because he's not much of an offensive guy. But I always talk about this when I talk about shots on goal props. There's the guys that shoot to score and the guys that shoot to get the puck frozen. You know what I mean by that, Prez? Like, just to get the puck frozen and get a shift change, right? That's to me what a guy like Noel Acciari does.
What I do.
Like, he's not like, I don't mean to bring up the Canadians, but I follow the team very closely. Brendan Gallagher always goes over his shots on goal prop. He's not the most talented goal scorer, as you would probably tell me, but he always goes over because he shoots right at the goalie and the puck freezes. So Noel Acciari, Kucherov over, both those guys for me, first period over 1.5. And then I'll probably be looking towards an under. But I got to ask you, Perez, we're seeing so much overtime here. Would it surprise you to see another overtime in this game? It wouldn't surprise me here in this series, the way it's gone, to see an overtime. After we saw back-to-back blowouts, I wouldn't be surprised if the rest of the series is close.
It's too tough on my heart, dude. Like, honestly, that last overtime game, I just lost my shit, brother. And you got to see where I watch these overtime games. Normally, the regular game, like during the actual game, I'm on the couch, comfortable, lying down, watching the game. The overtime game, I'm standing from start to finish directly in front of the television set. I mean, listen, I could see an overtime in almost every game, Andrew. I mean, this is playoff hockey here. I remember last year in the first round, me, you, and Carm talking about how many overtimes there was. And no difference. I mean, we've had 3 overtimes now in the Edmonton Oilers series, 1 in the Tampa Bay series, couple in the Dallas series. So I wouldn't be surprised. Hey guys, 379 of you watching, only 54 likes. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Come on,
Jim,
guys. Come on.
RW, Russell, come on, Abel, Raven, TJ, Nikki, let's go. Let's go. Give
Comment
us some
below as well
likes.
on the video what your picks are for tonight. We want to know what you guys like. Let us know who your cup picks are as well. And Prez, what you just described there for how you watch that game is how I watch unders. And it's the most amusing thing in the world for my girlfriend, just laughing at. I can't sit down when I'm watching an under. Every save is the biggest save in the world. I don't even know why I watch unders. I shouldn't even tune in. I should go for a walk. Just go do something. Unders are the worst to watch. I can't. I'm sorry. Even if it's a really good game, unders just stress me out too much to watch. But let's go to game 3. Vegas Golden Knights. They're still on the road here. Game 4, I guess, of this series, taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Minus 110 again, a piece here. 5.5 over minus 120. Puck line minus 1.5 plus 240. If you're interested there in the Winnipeg Jets. You know, Prez, you talked about when a team gets outplayed and they end up winning that game, how it almost feels like a loss, but you escape in victory. Now, sometimes I look at things and I see a team that comes out of a game after they made a big comeback and then they don't end up completing it.
Yep.
That can be very deflating for a hockey team. It's not as much, oh, we get momentum, we almost won. It's kind of like we came back after being down so many goals, forced overtime, and then could not complete the comeback. And I kind of see that with the Winnipeg Jets. And I'll be honest with you, I've lost twice now on the under in this series. One of them was the opening game, I believe, where you and I both had that tough beat. And then one of them was the last game there. And obviously that wasn't really close, 5-4. But what do you think in this series here? Because I truly don't believe Winnipeg can win another game against this Vegas team if they continue to play high-scoring contests. I think that they have to buckle down defensively. If I'm playing this one, I'm looking towards Vegas team total under. But I think it's going to be a full-on pass. I don't want to force anything. I don't really have a play here. What do you have, Prez?
Yeah, listen, Andrew, I like the under in this game. You know, I mean, obviously I've liked the under every game, but I only released the under once, and that was in the first game where it went under. I mean, the score didn't go under, but I mean, it was 3-1 with like a minute to go in the game, and there were 2 goals. So, and the last goal, Winnipeg wasn't even trying to score. I think you're 100% right. I think the only way Winnipeg can win any game is if they play a low-scoring hockey game. And Vegas is happy to play a low-scoring hockey game. They're not lighting it up by any stretch. This is a team that's happy to get out of there with a 2-1, 3-1, 3-2 victory. All 3 games have gone over so far. I would take the first period under. I think we'll get a 0-0, maybe 1-0 score in the first period. And I would take the game under the total as well. And I would sprinkle a little bit on overtime here. If I had to pick a game tonight that is going to overtime, this would be it.
Would not surprise me at all. It's been very, very tight checking, very physical as well. And it seems that neither team is out of a game at all. You know, one team could be up 2-0, but I would not sit and protect that lead. You have to keep pushing. So a little sprinkle on the overtime here. Thinking we could see an under. And, you know, like I said, Vegas team total under is kind of where I would look, but not sure if I'll get to the window with it. Let's move on to our final game. We have the Avalanche and the Seattle Kraken going head-to-head. This one's been a wild series here. Colorado minus 150, Seattle plus 130. Of course, this game is being played in Seattle. The Kraken have battled, Prez. I mean, the way that they've been up in games, really in game 3, they were up 2-0 after the first period. Colorado scored 3 straight goals unanswered to win that one. A high-scoring contest. What do you think here about this game and how Seattle's, you know, pathway to victory really is? Because I look at things and I saw what happened. We saw the breakout in that last game, which I think was a little bit kind of due for how many chances there were. But I think we see Grubauer go back and do what he was doing. And Georgiev has been very good as well. I think the under is the play here in this one. Do you agree with me?
No, I don't. Andrew, I feel like this game is going to go over the total, and I feel like Colorado's the right bet. I actually like the bet. I think you guys should take Colorado and the over. I think worst case you're going to go 1-1. I think we're going to get Colorado to 3 goals tonight. I think what we're seeing here really is a Colorado team that is finally coming into its own. Look, they had a rough first half of the season. They had a ton of injuries in the middle of the season. And they got it going towards the end of the season. And now I think they've got this team in full swing. Kudos to Seattle, Andrew. I mean, this team has done really, really well. Made up. There's no real superstar on this team. And they should be proud of themselves. But this Colorado team is light years better than Seattle. And why sit here and think to yourself, let's zigzag. Seattle will win, then Colorado will win, then Seattle will win, etc. No, this is the Stanley Cup champs. This team has been on fire for the last 2 months of hockey. They almost lost last game, albeit they won 6-4, but I think they started down 2-0. I got to take Colorado in the over here.
I want to ask you, I mean, if you like Colorado and you're kind of down on Seattle moving forward, you can get plus 110 on their team total over 3.5. Is that something you'd be interested in versus the full game over, or you'll just play the full game?
No, I'm interested in Colorado and the over. That way I can just get 3 goals from Colorado and guarantee I don't lose both bets.
Okay. I like that. Makes sense to me. Look, when I'm looking at this game, the reason why I like the under was that to me is the only pathway to victory for the Seattle Kraken. And I'm not saying they're going to win when I look at that. I just think that they're going to look and watch tape. They're going to look and review what happened in that previous game and realize that they played far too open. There was far too much space on the ice. They need to play the most boring, nauseating, not fun to watch type of hockey that they can possibly play in order to shut down Colorado. All of their defense jump into the rush. All the forwards for Colorado seem to shoot the puck quite often. I mean, we saw it last game. They had, I think, like 40 shots on goal, the Colorado Avalanche did. If that happens again, we will see a similar result and we will see a high-scoring game. I would lean towards Colorado in this one, but I like the under just because I feel like that's kind of the tempo we'll see in this one. But again, when I'm doing that, I'm kind of banking on Seattle to play good defense. So if I was playing the over, I probably would look towards the team total just because I think that if this game goes over, it's Colorado doing most of the scoring.
Yep, I agree.
I worry Seattle can do it with them. So we'll see, but looking for the under. Guys, we want to remind you about the Try WT promo we have going on, still available at WagerTalk. 50% off if it's your first time ever using WagerTalk.com to buy picks. If you've been watching us, if you're a fan, if you've been watching WagerTalk Today or First Pitch or the NBA Tip-Off Show, or of course Puck Time, and you want to try out somebody's picks and how they write their picks up and what they do, use the code TRYWT. Take 50% off, 1 daily pass or a 3-day all-access pass. And again, guys, a reminder, every single play available here today on a Monday is listed for only $9. And speaking of which, Prez, what do you have going today for $9 Monday?
Well, yeah, thanks for asking. Andrew, just to make mention, today is not the day to use TryWT. It is $9 Mondays. Save it. You only get to use it once, unless you want to buy a 3-day all access, in which case you should use it and use it on me because I'm literally up in every single sport. 21-8 run over the last 6 days of betting, Andrew. Very excited about how things are going for me. I've got 2 NHL plays up, 2 NBA plays, and I will have a couple of baseball plays up, which I won't actually have in the system for another half hour or so. I'm going to finalize them between shows. So yeah, 2 NHL, 2 NBA and baseball, all only $9 at WagerTalk.com. Thanks, brother. When you did I have to do my best bet now too? I can't even remember.
Go for it.
Okay, well, put my best bet up. Where's my best bet? Graphic guy, William.
Do you have one?
Daniel.
Do you have a best bet?
Yes, I had a best bet, Andrew, but alas, it's not coming up. Oh, stand by. Andrew, you go. You go. We'll wait. We'll do my best bet after.
All right, for me, guys, I've got a big play up at WagerTalk.com today. I'm on a 9-3 NHL run. The sides have been doing the best for me, so you want to get in on my sides. And, of course, still have that package up and available at my page. Get the rest of the playoffs for $149. You'll get all my serious wagers, prop wagers, side wagers, totals wagers, and you get them the second that I release it right to your phone, right to your email, right to the page on WagerTalk.com. My best bet for the show, we're going to go with a forward from the Winnipeg Jets. That's Kyle Connor, over 3.5 shots on goal. He has been a shooting machine in the playoffs. If they're going to do well tonight, if they're going to try and get back in this series, Kyle Connor is going to be the answer. He has the green light. He's playing on a line with guys that love passing him the puck. He's getting out there a lot on the power play. Kyle Connor is your guy, over 3.5 shots on goal for my best bet here on the show. Again, Kyle Connor from the Winnipeg Jets, over on his shot prop. Prez, back to you.
Okay, my brother. So I'm making a large wager on this best bet, and I did a lot of work on the analysis. Cole Caulfield over 83. That includes the 2 mulligans that he's allowed to take, each 9 holes. So, listen, I've handicapped this game in great detail. Firstly, he looks 8 years old. I don't believe 8-year-old guys are great golfers. Secondly, he just doesn't look like a golfer. Thirdly, he's playing a real tough course today. So, yeah, take Cole Caulfield over 83 and also sprinkle a little bit on the New York Rangers minus 150.
Well, that's how you know you got an insider right now. I mean, Prez is handicapping the handicap of Cole Caulfield on the golf course. You got to love it. You got to love it. Mitch Marner will see him in about 10 days on the course as well. I'm sure he has his tee times booked. Kyle Connor over 3.5 shots on goal for me, and the Prez Cole Caulfield's golf score over 83, and a little sprinkle on the Rangers on the money line minus 150. Guys, I made a mistake. It's Brian Leonard, Don Butster, and myself tomorrow. Carmine will be back on Wednesday. Thanks a lot, Prez. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at both WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com. When all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets, normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for Overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to regular price.